Hi, everybody. It's meteorologist Joe Cioffi. You got two of me. Excuse me. Giving my voice a little bit of a rest. Every day it seems just a little bit better, but it's been kind of frustrating. I've got two boxes on because I actually added a second camera here. So, this is all part of the process that I am undertaking in order to do a few different things. So I just wanted to show you that. I'm going to lose one of these cameras. We'll, let's see, which one should I keep? The top one or the bottom one? I think I'll keep the bottom one for now. That looks a little better. So let me get rid of this. And we'll use that top, that new camera that I got. So I hope everybody had a great Father's Day weekend. Turned out to be quite a great weekend here my way. We've got a few things going on weather-wise, but there really isn't a whole lot. It really kind of centers on the heat and also on the moisture that's in the Gulf of Mexico that is heading for the Texas coast. That is going to be a several inch or more rain producer for the western Gulf states over the next couple of days, but it's not going to it's not going to develop into any kind of tropical system, tropical depression, or tropical storm. There are some gusty winds with it. It's a surface trough. There isn't a lot of room for this to develop. Upper level winds are not really conducive for this to do anything. So it's the rain that's going to be the bigger deal. And meanwhile, you can see the dominating ridge in the eastern part of the United States continues to remain pretty strong now that we go into the nighttime hours and we switch from the visible to the IR. But you can just watch how the clouds are running up across the northern Rockies, through the northern plains, and then swinging around into upstate New York and through eastern Canada. So that's the top of that upper high, and we're seeing all this warm, stable, sinking air over us, and then that's just heating things up. The humidity wasn't too bad today. It did come up a little bit, but tomorrow's going to be the real hot day as we see temperatures up into the 90s and maybe some thunderstorms that'll be around tomorrow night. So just to show you what's going on as far as warnings are concerned, we can bring up the Weather Service's warnings map, and you've got all these heat advisories up right now for Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, southern Wisconsin, Michigan, northern Indiana, northwestern Ohio. Some strong thunderstorms moving across the upper Midwest, and there were some heat advisories up for today for the Hudson Valley and for New Jersey, but now that it's nighttime, they're down, and I'm sure they're going to be up for tomorrow, probably for a wider area to include New York City and parts of Long Island. Otherwise, we do have some flood watches up for northwestern Nebraska, parts of northwestern Wyoming and Montana, a little bit of red flag action down in the southwest, and that really is about it from the standpoint of watches and warnings are concerned. So it's a pretty straightforward pattern this week, really. We've been talking about the fact that the overall pattern does not really favor long duration heat waves in the northeast and mid-Atlantic states. We really haven't changed too much from that idea. We'll take a look at what the weather models are saying with all of this. And I'll just make this a little bit smaller. There we go. Why is it doing that? Trying to maneuver. Okay, so now we got it. Okay, so as we start off with tonight, you can see that moisture that is running into the Gulf states. Also, the front that's coming down from the north. This is for Monday night into Tuesday morning, which will trigger off some thunderstorms. Looks like this front is coming through a little faster. Also, some thunderstorm action on Tuesday from Ohio back through Indiana and Illinois. A little bit of drier air tries to build down into the east. Yeah, how far this front and how far south it gets remains to be seen, and I think that's going to be the key going forward as far as the rest of the week is concerned. Does it stall out just to the south of, say, New Jersey into Delaware, so we start dealing with some waves of low pressure here, bringing some rain Wednesday, later Wednesday or Wednesday night, or does it sink even further south? You can see the GFS and actually the European also has some kind of low, a little wave action for Wednesday night into Thursday, and then after that, it just dries out. The hot day that we'll see tomorrow will be the exception this week. Temperatures will start to be a bit more reasonable going forward, and we really don't see any big deal here going through the rest of the week and into next weekend. Looks like another weather front will approach later on Sunday with maybe some more showers and thunderstorms, but that's a week from now. The tropics are quiet, and that's a good thing. So I'm just going to come back to you guys full screen here. I'm not going to spend too much time tonight because of the fact that there's not a whole lot of weather, and I'm still trying to get this voice of mine back to full order here. So let me just check out to see who of you are on the chat tonight. Delvin is on, Iron Mind, Shelly Man Studios, haven't seen you in a while. Happy Father's Day to everybody. Looks like the crowd is short today. Priscilla Mayu, but and PlayStation Boss, that high pressure on the satellite, very dominant in the eastern part of the United States. It was a fairly easy weekend, really, for my neck of the woods. It's actually the first time in almost 2 months that we've actually had two back-to-back days, Saturday and Sunday, where the weather was good. Howard, happy Father's Day to you. Hope you're out of Facebook jail. Anthony Orr, thank you very much. And I did not make it to Belmont again, that's for sure. Jason Kiefer, nice to see you here today. Some rains for Louisiana. Yes, you are going to get some, in this system that's coming into the Western Gulf is going to bring some much needed rainfall for you guys. That's kind of an odd thing for you in Louisiana to be in a drought situation. More often than not, it's the other way around. So it's been unusually dry, but you are going to get some thunderstorm action going forward. Paul Sack, nice to see you. Jason Kiefer, Mark Carroll. The heat dome tomorrow. Yeah, it'll probably feel like, it's the usual. It's 95, but it feels like 160. I mean, why can't it just be 95 with high humidity? We know it's hot. We know it's uncomfortable. Do we really need to make it sound worse than it actually is? I don't know. I sometimes I get really annoyed with that sort of stuff. But what can you do? Yeah, I've been there already, Anthony. It just takes time. I think the pollen has also been a big problem as well, with respect to the voice. But if it doesn't clear up again in another couple of days, I'll probably have to go make another doctor's trip and see if they can give me something else for this. So let's see. Like the new GOES satellite, does it help on the hurricane forecast paths? Well, it certainly is going to be very good when it comes to hurricanes, with the tropical storms, because we're going to be able to see quite a bit with these satellites. You can see the different cloud layers very, very well. We'll probably be able to see the African dust that comes off the Sahara if that becomes an issue. But certainly it's a great forecast tool, and better with it than without it. Does come in handy with thunderstorms. It really shows the high cloud tops very, very well. And you can also see some of the different, when you're looking at the different cloud layers moving around from the bottom of the atmosphere to the top, with such great detail on the new GOES 16. It is definitely going to be a useful tool. Father's Day rains in Trinidad for Nicole Sweet, but still no tropical systems for you to worry about. So that's a good thing. Last year we already actually had a tropical, as I remember, we already actually had a tropical system form in the tropical Atlantic in June. It was one of the earliest that was ever observed. This year, not the case. So you can see how things change from year to year and from season to season. Mark Glatfelter, do I see any heat after this? I really don't. The pattern still basically suggests that if it gets hotter, if it gets hot in the Northeast and in the northern Mid-Atlantic states at least, we're talking a day or two of heat, and that's it, because of the fact that you don't have a real strong ridge in the eastern part of the United States. You do have a pretty active jet in Canada that's moving cold fronts along every couple of days. So it really is not a pattern that's conducive for it to stay hot more than 2 days, maybe max three. But this time around, for most places, are going to saw 90 degrees today. We'll see it tomorrow. It'll just be a 2 day affair, and some places will have only hit it once. Some places will, depending on if you're right along the immediate coast, maybe you'll get to 90 tomorrow, but more than likely you'll probably stay in the 80s with the south wind. So I just don't see any kind of prolonged heat waves anytime soon in the east and in the northern mid-Atlantic states, unless you can get that ridge to build in the east and stay there, and it doesn't seem to want to do it this year at least. So let's leave it at that, folks. Cut it short tonight. We'll be back to normal tomorrow. We will probably have a Joe and Joe show tomorrow, the Joe and Joe Weather Show on Facebook, and that will be maybe back at its regular time of 9:15. I have to check the schedules tomorrow to see what they are. Website posts haven't been putting up that many because of the fact that the weather's been kind of quiet. So we'll see what the week ahead brings. You can check some. They'll probably have something up in the morning at meteorologistjoechaffee.com. And just a quick reminder, you could support my channel by using the Amazon link that's on the video descriptor on this page. If you use that link, I'm part of the Amazon Services Associates program, which is an affiliate advertising program. It's a way for this channel to earn fees from Amazon if you use the Amazon link. And I appreciate it for those of you who have. Thank you very much. And we will see you tomorrow.